Have you ever felt like you were just a walking projector and projecting onto everyone and everything what you believe and what you think? Well, friends, our perception plays a massive role in how and what we learn. This is Kris Krohn with Limitless TV, and today we're going to be dialing in on how you maximize learning by altering your perception. Undoubtedly, the most powerful format of learning for me is working with a mentor. What a mentor does is they cut the corners, right? Because they already have the result that you want, and they're simply there to show you how to get it. And so I could enroll in college, I could take some classes, I could read some online information, but at the end of the day, I want the shortcut. My life is filled with mentors, and I'll bring them into my life, and then I will reach my hand out, I will put it on their cranium, and I will suck the information right out of their minds. Not really, I mean, that's not really how mentoring works, but you get the idea, right? It's kind of like if I had to climb Mount Everest, shoot, it would be great if I was physically in great condition, if I was training, if I had all my gear, if I had my supplies, knew how I was gonna do my food, lined up my Sherpas. But without a guide, who would ever want to tackle Everest? It's got like a 5% mortality rate. There's people that die on this thing. 1 in 20 people are dead when they do this. So do you want the guide that's like, hey, this is my first summer, this will be my second time going to the top? Or is it you're the old crotchety dude's like, all right, if you listen to everything I say, you're going to be alive. I've done this trek 100 times and no one's ever died on my watch. You won't be the first, right? I mean, who do you want to mentor with? Well, I had a mentor like that in my life. This is a man, actually, I've probably paid more money to this mentor, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars than anyone else. And I work with him on a regular basis. And a few years ago, I flew him in town from Phoenix, and we're sitting knee to knee, eyeball to eyeball, and we're arguing about something in business that I'm trying to figure out. And at one point, he stops and he turns to me, and he gives me that look. And when your mentor gives you that look, it's that moment of, I think I'm going to listen right now. And he said, Kris, do you know what the most dangerous information to you is? And I said, no. The most dangerous information to you is what you don't know. And in that moment, what he was teaching me is that I was not being teachable. I wasn't being open-minded. And he's right. If you only operate your life from what you know, guess what? You'll only get what you've gotten. But let's be honest, we're here because we're trying to figure out how to create new results. I'm trying to figure out how to create things that I have never done before. And that requires a level of humility and teachability that says, I've got to alter my perception to make room for this idea that what I need is what I don't know. Because if I can make room for that and alter my learning perception in that manner, then all of a sudden I can fill that space. I feel like a Kung Fu instructor that says, cannot fill full cup, empty cup. Right? And it's this idea of I've got to make room so that I can receive what it is I actually need. Don't go through life thinking that you got it, because the moment you say you got it, you've lost it. You've lost your ability to produce and call into creation something new that isn't there. It can't be there until you start recognizing that if the most dangerous information is what I don't know, then I get to make room and put myself in an environment and surround myself with people that can present that information to me. So a lot of people think that if you want to master this art of stepping into the unknown and understanding what's there, a lot of people think that what they need is education. Oh, I need to read more books. I need to go back to college. I need more degrees. That's not so much what I'm talking about. Unlocking your perception is different than what you know. Your perception is about what you're able to perceive. The scientists say that we take in 2 million, maybe it's even 2 billion bits of information. Check out Bruce Lipton on that. It's 2 billion bits of information in a second, and yet we can only cognitively process a couple hundred. Imagine that for a moment. Imagine 2 billion drops of water in a swimming pool and only being able to process 200 of them, 200 little drops. So the question is, what is your perception picking up? And it all comes down to your belief system. Your what? Your belief system, okay? All of your beliefs make up your paradigm. So if you want to unlock the unknown and create a deeper awareness of what you don't know, it means that you get to explore a very special type of belief called a limiting belief. Now, a limiting belief is nothing more than a belief that sets a cap, a limit, a roof on what it is you're capable of. So for example, Here's an idea. Have you ever questioned your intelligence? Sure you have. You've tried to decide where you are in the pecking order. Maybe you were your high school's valedictorian and you just know I'm the smart guy. But if you're like me and like most other people, most of us have at one point or another questioned our intelligence. You might have even gone so far as to say something like, I am dumb, or I am slow, or I'm stupid. Now, in this conscious moment that you're watching this video, no one wants to sit there and think, who would even want to admit that they've said things like that? And yet, guess what? These hurtful statements, they are what ultimately guide perception, because your perception is made up of the beliefs surrounded by your most impactful life moments. So, for example, if I had been, don't get offended, but if I had been raped, then I'm going to create beliefs from that. And those beliefs are going to create a massive stigma inside my perception of my 200. I can only take 200 little drops out of 2 billion. And which ones am I picking? Protect yourself. People are going to hurt you because you've been raped. Okay. Those moments in life and the decisions that we make, they are some of the most powerful guiding forces. So if you want to step into and unlock the unknown, you got to figure out, what are my limiting beliefs? And this is one thing I do when people attend my 3-day Limitless event. It's one of the most life-changing events for people, because we sit and we look at, what are the beliefs that hold me back in business, money, relationships, my personal power. And for example, let's do one in your relationships. In fact, right along with me, what's a limiting belief that you have in your relationships? Here's one. I'm not good enough. I don't think that I'm worthy of love. Let's take a look at one for money. If I have too much money, then I'm bad, because money corrupts. Let's take a look at a belief that you maybe have for body. What do you believe about your body when you think of your limitations? You might have a belief, I'm ugly. Now, you might wonder, well, these are just ideas in my head, right? I mean, they're harmless. I mean, they're not really doing that much damage. I'm suggesting that all of the beliefs in your head altogether are producing the net of all of your results. So do these matter? Oh, absolutely. Do ugly people get what they want in life? No, ugly people don't get what they want in life. If money corrupts, then every time you have a goal to get a raise or make more money, guess what? You've got another conflicting idea in there, creating the cognitive dissonance, saying, but don't have it. Why? You'll be corrupt. Who wants to become evil? No one wants to be evil. All right? I'm not good enough. I'm dumb. These ideas are things that all of us have. Do you know why I know that you have them? Because you were once a child. Children have been told no 60,000 times by the time they were 16 years old. Why? Because we're good parents. Don't touch the fire. Don't run into the road. Don't get Fs. Get better grades than that, right? So children live in a crazy world of limits, and by the time we release them as adults, we're trying to restore and return and give all their freedom back. And sometimes we do it successfully, and frankly, sometimes we do a really bad job at it. And so by virtue of being a human being that once went through childhood, you have these thoughts, because children are really good observers. They're horrible interpreters. And children will often create an interpretation that gravitates towards these limiting beliefs. What can you do about it? Well, these are what really keep the things you need to know in the unknown. And you might notice that today I'm wearing I wear this every day. This is my, when I do my 3-day event, this is my Limitless wristband. Every morning it starts black. This means that I have not done my belief work yet. And when I create a new belief and choose into it, by the power of choice, I change my life and I change my wristband around. Let's do that for each of these right now. Instead of this idea that I am dumb or slow or stupid, I'm looking for a belief that has the 3 Ps: positive, powerful, and present. So I might say, I'm going to write over here, these are my limitless beliefs, or my new beliefs. Because when you make a decision on a belief, it's set to the default setting of indefinite. It's going to be that way forever. And we don't really put into our clock, hey, in 6 months, check back on this idea and see if it's still serving me. That's what we're actually doing, though. That's what we need to do. That's how you skip time and move forward with incredible bursts of growth and new results. This idea of new beliefs, instead of I am dumb, it's I am smart. I'm a genius. Oh, I promise you have an area of your life where you are genius. Instead of I'm not good enough, I am enough. Instead of money corrupts, it's your choice, it's your creation. Money blesses. With money, I can do amazing things. With money, I can help people. With money, my dreams come true. Instead of I'm ugly, come on now. There's a part of you that's definitely beautiful. Your highest and best self is stunning. I can't spell. Let's imagine that says I'm gorgeous. Maybe it does. Okay, these are new beliefs. These are new ideas. And what they do is we've now introduced something in the brain we call cognitive dissonance. Okay, that is where I've got two competing ideas. Without a better idea, we always gravitate to what? The more unconscious, lower one. What I'm inviting you to do today is if you want to become an expert learner and if you want to alter your perception, then you don't need to read book to know more stuff. You need to learn how to learn new things. You need to unlock and tap into the unknown. And you do that by evaluating the beliefs that aren't working and by stepping into beliefs that do. Listen, you got your work cut out for you. You got to take a look at all those limiting beliefs. You got to take a look at all those new beliefs. And if you want to come to Limitless, come spend 3 days with me personally and my team. We have 100 volunteers show up for you, to serve you, and to help you exterminate as many limiting beliefs in your life as possible, because that's what's going to allow you to collapse time, shoot your results through the roof, and step into all new levels of joy and happiness. See the details below. We hope to see you there.